Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Ask the Gov. Let's begin. Our first question comes from Kelly via email. Kelly asks, why are you choosing to endorse a presidential candidate now? I chose not to endorse previously because I wanted to be a good host for all the Republican candidates who campaigned here for the Iowa caucuses. And as you know, the top four candidates are the four that are still in the race, at least until recently. And I felt that all four of them were good candidates. Of course, Rick Santorum carried the state of Iowa in a very close race with former Governor Mitt Romney, and a strong third in Iowa was Congressman Ron Paul, and then Newt Gingrich came in fourth. And they've been 1, 2, 3, and 4 throughout. But I believe that now that we've gone through all these primaries and conventions, it's pretty obvious that after Illinois and Wisconsin that Governor Mitt Romney has the momentum and that he is going to be able to get the delegates necessary to win the nomination. I think it's now time for Republicans to coalesce and support the candidate who's going to be our nominee. And I think it's extremely important because a lot's at stake. Unfortunately, the present incumbent has spent his time dividing our country and attacking the very people we need to invest and create jobs in the private sector to grow the American economy. I think we need a president that will unite us and bring us together. With Mitt Romney, we have somebody that's been successful in private sector business and who knows how to bring people together and will be the kind of leader we need for America. So I think not only do Republicans need to unite, we need to attract the independents and dissatisfied Democrats who really want to see the renewal of the American dream, and Mitt Romney's the one that can do that. Our second question comes from Charlie via email. Charlie asks, what do you want to see in the final education reform bill that when it hits my desk? Well, first of all, I was really pleased when the House of Representatives passed a very bold education reform bill. Unfortunately, the Senate bill is much watered down. I hope we can get something much closer to the House version. We spent a lot of time putting together significant reform designed to get more accountability and improve student achievement, make sure we've got a great teacher and a great teacher in every classroom and a great principal in every building, that we have good standards and we have effective assessments to measure students' progress and growth, and that we also have the technology and the innovation to encourage students to be able to learn at their own speed, and consequently so that no Iowa student is prevented from getting a quality education. I believe that we need to make dramatic progress this year, and that's why I've called for a bold education reform, and I'm very hopeful that we can get the Senate to agree to many of the provisions that were in the original House bill. The House is likely to amend the Senate bill and send it back, and I'm hopeful we can get that done this year. If not this year, we'll be back next year. But I've made it clear to the Senate that I'm not going to be satisfied with some watered down version that doesn't make the progress we need. In fact, if we don't make the progress, we'll be stuck with the no child left behind federal, one size fits all approach, whereas most other states are getting waivers because they passed their own accountability system. And we need a good Iowa accountability system that'll put us on the path to have the best education achievement in the nation again. Our third question comes from Twitter. The follower asks, could you please explain your take on standardized tests in schools? I think it's important to have tests for students. We should make sure that these assessments are aligned with the standards so that we're truly measuring what students are being taught. And I think that's one of our problems today is we don't have effective assessments aligned with the standards. The state of Iowa is working with the Smarter Balance Consortium to come up with new assessments that can be more effectively aligned with our standards. And I think it's critically important that we do that, not only have good standards, but then have assessments aligned with it so we can measure our students learning what they're supposed to be, and we can make the adjustments necessary to make sure that we're improving student achievement.